Once known for being America's dad, really ugly sweaters that somehow people actually purchased as gifts, the voice of Fat Albert and the man who launched a generation of pudding devotees, Bill Cosby may have been finally undone by his own words in the allegations of using drugs to sexually abuse a large number of women. Then again, there are those who are not yet ready to bury the cause. He's the pop culture and media reporter for the website Mediaite, also co-host of the Daily Wrap, weeknights at 7 Eastern, right here on Newsmax, Joe Concha. Joe, always a pleasure, my friend, and it looks as if, indeed, Bill Cosby may have finally said, okay, time to retire and go away, because they got him on his own words this time. Yet I'm shocked that there are still a lot of people, even like Whoopi Goldberg, who say, well, wait a minute, we still have to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure there's much doubt left.
Whoopi is delusional for even supporting him at this point. I mean, I'm surprised that he even got 10, 20% supportive people before this deposition came out. I mean, the court of public opinion clearly found Bill Cosby guilty in this situation, or situations, when you look at all the women over 20 that came forth with these allegations. And it's just the most sleazy kind of act, too, to drug a woman in order to have sex with her. Ed, it's just unbelievable when you think back to the 80s and the peak of Bill Cosby's career, that you're right, he was America's dad. It was a #1 show for many years on NBC, and now to fast forward 30 years and to think that we're at this point now, that America's dad is now basically being accused, and it's hard not to believe it otherwise, of being a serial rapist. Just one of the most shocking things that I think we could ever hear, but not surprising at this point, given all the drip, drip, drip that we've heard when it's come to Bill Cosby and women.
You know, there are those lines right there, serial rapist, and those are the ones right there. Still alleged, of course, the statute of limitations has gone by, but just having that attached to his name. I grew up with Bill Cosby. It was one of the first comedy albums I ever had was Cosby, and you never would imagine something like this, but it tells us again, you don't know who these people are. You look at them as celebrities, but they're still private lives that we never quite know about unless somebody slips up and makes a mistake.
And it really makes you lose faith, right? And just who do you trust anymore? Like, who are the really good people that are left that are celebrities or they're athletes? I mean, if I heard that Derek Jeter was doing something unscrupulous or took steroids, then I would think all humanity is lost. Or a Peyton Manning, for that matter, that if I ever heard that he was cheating. But then, you know, you hear like allegations around like a Phil Mickelson. I don't know if they're true or not, but even the fact that there's even a little smoke there, you're like, Phil's supposed to be the good guy. And same with like Bill Cosby. Like, who is left now where we could say, that's a good person, they do good things for society, yes, they're in Hollywood entertainment, they earn a lot of money, but they're good, genuine people that my kids could look up to, that I could look up to. So it's just a dark day for entertainment, but one, again, that I'm shocked that a long time ago, at least for me, Ed, I thought that Cosby was guilty, just because when you get to 10, 15, 20 women, that's enough to convince me that there's a very whole big bowl of wrong there.
2 minutes we got left. You mentioned athletes, and you also mentioned shocked. Here's something else, and I want to warn people here. The following footage is a bit graphic, and it could disturb some viewers, so let's just get that out there right now. We're going to talk about FSU quarterback DeAndre Johnson, the bar footage that many people have seen now around the country, and the absolute hard right hand that he nailed a young girl with at the bar. Look, I'll tell you what really shocked me about this, I covered sports for a lot of years. I'm not shocked that a young football player, an entitled football player, gets away with something like this or feels like he could do it. First of all, I'm glad they busted him. Second of all, in all of this, no matter how you look at it, Joe, what stuns me is I got people on social media who are telling me, no, it's her fault. She's the one who started this. He's okay. He's in the right. I'm appalled by that. You don't touch a woman. You don't hit a woman. That's the end of the story.
2 words, Ed. Ray Rice. And once, if you can't learn from that there are cameras in elevators where there's sure as heck going to be cameras in bars, because for one, if I'm an owner, I want to see if the bartenders are actually skimming, but also just to keep an eye on patrons to make sure that these sort of things don't happen, or if it does, then you should hand it over to the police. So what's with Florida State? I mean, I'm like you. I covered the sports for Fox Sports, for NBC Sports before I got into this business, and it's just amazing, particularly at Florida State, just how many problems they have in terms of athletes athlete's gone bad. I know Jameis Winston, is going to the NFL now, but he was no prize off the field either. So you're right. They took the necessary action, and now this kid, 18 years old, 19 years old, has now thrown basically his whole life away. Can he come back from it? Maybe, but there'll always going to be that scar, this video that's associated with him, the same way it is with Ray Rice.
20 seconds in. Do you think that Jared Fogle, the subway spokesman, comes back from the police raiding his home for child pornography? No charges, but just the raid itself.
No charges, but you know what? He came onto the scene 15 years ago. Maybe Subway was ready to move on anyway, so all you need is just a little bit to kind of push it over the edge. So I think Jared just probably ate his last Subway sandwich on TV. Yeah.
I think perhaps he does. He should know that they do not deliver in prison, just in case. But again, remember, no charges. We're still in that section of time. We still got to find out what's going on, but he's off the Subway website. Don't forget the Daily Wrap weeknight, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Newsmax with Joe Concha and the entire team. Joe, thanks a lot for joining us, my friend. Talk to you soon.
All right, Eddie, good to see you.
Take care. Telling it like it is next. Let's address what are America's obvious greatest fears on the Hardline.